Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching 13 Reasons Why. This is episode 9 of season 1. Hopefully guys have been enjoying the series so far. So last episode was actually really interesting. Clay and Tony was bonding. They kind of got closer together. Clay ended up asking for the tapes back after Tony took him out on a little mission. Basically it was a free solo climb to the top of this big massive rock, and obviously the adrenaline was going, mate. It was kicking in. They both got to the top. They were screaming. They was both obviously having a bit of fun. And Tony and Clay, obviously, they sat down. He was asking him stuff about the tapes. Tony was obviously relaying information back. Wasn't fully disclosing anything on the tapes and that, but he was just, you know, he was more open and more engaging in conversations. And Tony explained how he acquired the tapes. You know, he explained how he seen Hannah drop them off on his doorstep, but he didn't actually go outside to get them straight away. And then when he did get them and listened to them, he listened to the first one before panicking, getting in his car and going straight, obviously, over to Hannah's house. But it was too late. By the time he got there, he seen that the ambulance was there, the police was there, she was put in a body bag, she was getting thrown into, obviously, the ambulance and taken away, and obviously he was devastated, and he feels like he could have done something to help prevent it, and that is why he is obviously devastated with her death. And the reason why he was chosen to have those tapes is because obviously that he's gay, which Clay didn't even know, and he was saying that he believes that is the reason why Hannah gave him the tapes, because he's the only person that's not hitting on her in school, that's not, you know, treating her like an object, so to speak, as we see quite a lot of the men do. And you know, it was just really interesting between them, and Clay ended up asking for the tapes back, which obviously he gave him. And now I'm excited to see the rest of, well, hear the rest of what Hannah has to give us, and obviously listen to Clay's and listen to this party, the one that everybody's panicking about, the one that Justin seems to be going crazy for, because he was, you know, at the start of the episode, yeah, it was all in the gym, it all stood there, and he was kind of saying, mate, we should kill him. We should kill Clay, he's out of control. Make it look like another suicide, you know, what's like more lovely, so to speak, than like two lovebirds, you know, going out together. And everyone's like, what are you on about, mate? Are you crazy? Alex was going mad at him. He walked off, you know, Justin saying, well, she's lying on those tapes. He ended up turning around at Alex and saying, well, I don't know about you, mate, but she told the truth about all of my stuff. You know, my tape was the truth, so you're saying that they're lying, you go for it, but mine was the truth. So it's really interesting. We do actually know that she lied on one of the tapes when she said that, you know, like Zach's going to stuck the paper and threw it on the floor, and it turns out he didn't. That was interesting. But we also seen a situation where Hannah's mum and dad went out on a date night, and a little kid was there, and she was playing with the dad's hair, and obviously Hannah's mum started engaging with the other parents, and she started talking as if Hannah was still here in the present, how she was looking for colleges, how she's excited to go there. And obviously the dad didn't even know how to address it. They ended up kind of like having an argument when they went back home, because he was saying, you're speaking about that she's still here, how are we going to move on? And she's like, well, she's still my daughter and she's still doing this. And it's true, I get where he's coming from. It's a hard situation, mate, honestly, it's really hard. But again, like I said, it was really interesting, obviously, the way obviously different people are coping with all these different situations. So also as well, actually, Justin and Jess seem to be, I don't know, relationships are not clicking, do you know what I mean? Like he was at his house, she was there, he was kissing, looked like he was about to sleep with each other, and then he ended up stopping and pushing her away and saying that he can't do it, he's got stuff on his mind. She's saying, you don't love me anymore. He's saying, nah, it's not that. And it's just like very, very interesting what's going on with their relationship. Can't wait to watch today's episode. Hopefully guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into episode 9 of season 1 of 13 Reasons Why.
I've got a question for you, Justin, not the one you think. What's the best part of high school? The great friends you make? We both know the best part of high school is summer break. And after everything that happened to me sophomore year, I couldn't wait to start fresh. At work, my usual partner in crime was spending the summer with his grandparents. I needed a change.
Reckon she's gonna whip her hair off?
Have you ever felt like that?
Is she gonna dye it or cut it off? I actually like her hair.
I was going to cut away the past. I was going to work harder, be smarter, and be stronger. Because you can't change other people, but you can change yourself.
Yeah, she's turning into an alcoholic now.
Is this vodka? Okay, since when do you drink at school?
Since when do you ever turn down a drink?
I feel like Justin's misunderstood me. I feel like we all kind of like hate him, but he seems like he's just a troubled guy with a bad family life at home.
Jessica,
You need to move on.
tell me why.
Move on.
No, it was you she was talking about. If it was, I want to help. Tell someone.
That night did not happen the way Hannah said it did.
Whoa, here we go. What's happened?
We basically just passed out after.
Justin told you that, or you remember?
I remember. Back off.
Man, Jensen, you just can't leave it alone, can you?
Whoa. Are you insinuating that someone raped her? That's mad. That's wild deep. Right, first of all, yeah, if we're going down that avenue, it's going to be interesting. Because accusations should never be thrown without concrete evidence. It's a big ruiner. Do you know what I'm saying? If somebody makes an allegation against you, it's on file. Whether it's true or not, some people will believe it. Now, if it's true, then you deserve to get done for it. Clearly, mate, because you are a scruff that would actually do that to somebody. But if you're innocent, then it's still, you know, might have 10% of people who find out still believe that it was true. It ruins your reputation, ruins you. Do you know what I mean? It's hard, but it's very interesting that the tape was apparently about Jessica, not about Hannah. Oh, it's mad, mate, honestly. And maybe that accusation there is like, why Justin's so, like, paranoid, so hardcore, so scared, obviously, for something to come out in the open.
The school has no idea that my daughter was suicidal, but you published a poem that says exactly what she was feeling. Teachers were discussing this poem in class when what they should have been doing is getting help for the kid that wrote it.
A lot of teens talk about being lost.
Well, God help them if they come to you.
About what I said yesterday about Hannah writing that note, I wasn't trying to say it was your fault.
That's very...
Because people need to take responsibility for their actions and face the consequences one way or another.
Sorry I'm late on gum scraping day of all days. Hope you saved me some good ones.
When you snooze, you lose.
Yo, she looks well different.
I saved you a particularly gnarly piece with some hair in it. Are you going to that party tonight?
Since when do you go to parties?
Well, since Jeff told me I had to come, the party could be the highlight of your high school career.
Go on,
I
Clay.
doubt it. Nope, it's part of my fresh start. No more parties, no more slacking off.
You should come. You know, it might be cool to actually hang out. You know, we're not both covered in chewing gum.
I don't think so.
Part of me knew I shouldn't go to Jessica's house that night, but another part of me couldn't help but wonder what I might be missing out on.
See, if you look at Clay's hair, he's literally got nothing that he could do to it. He can't change it at all. He wakes up same, bed same.
Reminds me when you were a little kid with those floppy little pigtails.
You can't say anything, can you?
Some leftovers.
You know what? It's mad, right? I'm not saying that hair looks bad, but I actually like people who have frizzy hair. Like big, massive frizzy hair. Like her hair was dead frizzy and all the way down. Looks really good. I like anybody who has an afro as well. You know what I mean? Any woman that has an afro that's like this big, mate, they look absolutely sick. And anybody who has like crazy frizzy hair that she has all the way down, I really like. I'm not saying her hair looks bad now. It's adjustment. It's like if I come in with Clay's hair now. Usually I've got long hair. It's obviously tied up right now. But if I whipped out as Clay's, you'd be like, whoa, you look well different. And that's like my opinion on her right now.
Did you and Tony talk yesterday?
We sure did.
Okay, look, I understand that you're going through your own process. Hey, look, I'm trying to protect you, okay? But I can't do that if you keep running your mouth.
This is the second tape where somebody committed a crime. That means there's a
Whoa,
criminal
hey,
walking around our school.
Hey,
Don't touch me.
Wait a minute, don't touch him. Jessica said nothing happened. And no court of law is gonna listen to a case where...
Maybe I'll start with the school.
Dude, you don't know what... You haven't even listened to your own tape. And I'm telling you, the worst is yet to come.
Hey, we need to talk about Claire.
Haven't we already talked about that?
You're in it. Even if you are the pussy that Hannah said you were.
Fuck you, Justin.
Whatever happens to us, it happens to you too.
Well, so if I kill myself, do you die too?
Guys,
Oh,
he tells Mr. Porter we're childs.
Yeah, we're all fucked.
I thought maybe starting over didn't have to mean cutting myself off completely. Maybe I could start over with the right person.
just drinking all day.
If Hannah had seen something, she would have told me.
Or is she second guessing?
We both know she made all that stuff up.
Because that photo of her on the slide with Justin was real. The hot or not list was real, so maybe the rest was too.
Hey. Hey, Justin said you might have a little herb on you, or you could get some.
Come see me after class.
Thank you.
Was our one piece of leverage, Andy. You just showed him our hand.
Anna was crying out for help right under their noses. I'm trying to fight back here.
I do feel tight on these, man. Honestly, they're trying to do the right thing. Oh, he's fuming.
Someone slipped it into my locker last year.
So you didn't actually find it on campus?
Sometimes I get submissions anonymously. I had no idea it was Hannah's.
Did you think maybe that the person who wrote this was thinking about hurting themselves?
This isn't the first submission I've received like this.
Afraid administration can't allow you to publish Lost and Found anymore.
I built this magazine out of nothing. It's the focal point of my college apps.
Well, you may be asked to give a testimony about this poem, and that could affect your college admission too.
Sucks to be held accountable, doesn't it?
Bloody hell. I'm interested.
Sure. Do we have an appointment today?
Porter, but it's actually kind of urgent. I'm really worried about Clay Jensen.
Clay.
What are you doing?
Hiding my contraband.
Hey, people. Vice Principal Childs needs to check everyone's backpack. Please stay seated, hands on your desks.
Here it is.
Oh, Marcus has planted jokes.
Come down to the office with me, Craig. We can talk there, okay?
If I'd known what would happen, that night had in store, I might never have walked through that door.
Well, 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 look who decided to show up.
I had to stop somewhere on my way over here because I realized what today was.
The day of the first fucking party of junior year?
It's officially 2 months since we've been going out.
You and Justin?
Yeah, me and Justin, why?
I mean, exactly why? And how?
Summer school?
Ancient history aside, just be careful, okay? Welcome to your second tape, Justin Foley.
Justin's second tape. Right, what actually annoys me with this is they went in there with the intention of finding this drug and they actually found it. And like, to me, sometimes some things are too obviously like set up. For example, they only had to check one bag. Yeah, they checked that first girl's, but only because she was there. The intention was they went in there solely, purposely, to look at Clay's, and they found what they was looking for. And it's like, to me, it's so obviously planted. It's not randomly checked, it's intentionally focusing on one person. And it was from another student, Marcus, planting it, chatting. So obviously Clay's going to get in trouble, but it annoys me because it's so obvious that it's actually not Clay's. Like, it just is. But what I find interesting is, now, I have seen a picture of what's her name now, Jessica, as the, you know, because basically what I'm trying to say is when, say like I'm looking for programs to like look for and what people say, you know, you type in 13 reasons why, you look at it. The first picture that I ever seen pop up was a picture of Jess's face saying 13 reasons why above it. And obviously I clicked on the season and it's about Hannah's story. So now in my head, I'm thinking that maybe there's another season where Jess is maybe the main character, and listening to this story that Jess might have killed herself. This is just obviously random speculation, and like it might be the actions of this tape that sent her over the edge, and it'd be a story about everybody else going into, so it's the same season pretty much, but a different character in season 2. Does that make sense? So I think that's interesting as well.
I already told you it's not mine. Somebody must have slipped it in my bag when I wasn't looking.
After what happened yesterday with the exchange students, now this?
It's not mine.
Principal Bowen feels, given your spotless record and your role in the school community, that a 3-day suspension will suffice.
Who told you to check my bag? Can I go now?
You can have a seat right over there.
He's kind of thinking, like, you know, when he asked about the name.
To get some more dry erasers for the whiteboard. Didn't realize you were such a stoner, Clay.
I didn't realize you cared. Are you more of a beer person or a beer person?
I'll take beer.
Excellent choice, madam.
You know, when I was saving your seat for you, I had to fight off not 1, but 3 drunk, surly teenagers.
Good work. I hope you called their parents, notified the proper authorities.
Oh, definitely. You look really nice tonight, by the way.
I just threw something on.
So what's the point of this game? What's the end goal? Oh, is that what happens?
For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel invisible.
Yo, Hannah's well beautiful.
I was nervous, because I felt so good, and I didn't want to screw it up. I was trying to act normal. Could use a refill. Yeah, I think we could both use something a bit stronger.
Sure, absolutely.
There are 3 stories to tell about that night.
Clay jibbing off. What's happened to him?
I'll tell this one first, even though, if you were at that party, you already know.
Can't keep my eyes off of you.
Or your hands.
Number 1, I was drunk. And number 2, so was this girl. But I figured you'd just give up. I know what you're thinking. Maybe if this girl hadn't had so much to drink, what happened next never would have happened. How can you blame someone for something that happens while they're unconscious?
He didn't do anything there, so I'm interested to see what's going on. And also, I'm going to say, right, how many people, if you was him, and you was found with drugs in your bag, and you went to your mum and your dad and said, that's not mine, how many of your parents would straight away agree and not punish you? Now, speaking from experience, if I had drugs found in my bag and I told my mum and dad it wasn't mine, that's it. All they'd say is, fine, we believe you, just come home. I wouldn't get punished. They wouldn't think I'm chatting. That's the relationship I have. So I'm kind of lucky now. If you look at Justin, for example, I don't reckon his mum would believe him, but mine, they would do. So I'm interested to see what his parents do. But he has been going on an up and down spiral right now, Clay. So I don't know. Maybe 2 months ago they would have believed him, like I just said. But now all this craziness going on, maybe they don't.
Will you take me to the police station before we go home, just to sign up for that program?
You have a week to sign up.
I know, but I need to get out of the way.
Okay, we had to send Clay a message. He was threatening to go to the school.
How do you know this won't just piss him off?
Okay, at least we bought ourselves some time. Kept him from talking.
Can I ask you a legal question? If someone hurts someone, the victim won't come forward.
Clay, who's hurting you?
No, it's not me. It's a hypothetical. It's a hypothetical. An assault. But there's no actual evidence because it happened a while ago. Say that the one person who actually witnessed it isn't around anymore.
To be honest, it sounds like a really tough case to prosecute. The victim won't talk. There's no evidence to prove it.
You've got a tape, though. That's kind of a bit of evidence as a starting point.
Pointless anyway. We can go.
You do not get to shut me out. You are my son. Do you hear me?
I need to find out what happened. And if I can't get you to talk, then I am going to find someone who can.
I lied. I did know Hannah Baker. We worked together all the time at the Crestmont. She was my friend. I didn't know how empty it would feel. There's this big part of the world that's just gone, and everyone else just keeps moving forward.
You're a good person with a big heart. I know that Hannah was very lucky to have you as a friend.
She wasn't, though.
Clay, your question about the assault, that have to do with Hannah?
Obviously it did. You have to read that room.
Not really. I'm sorry, but I gotta go.
What? Clay? No.
Well, I'm sorry, okay? I gotta go. I will be home later, I promise.
You want to mess around a little bit?
Right, so far, yeah, he's not done anything wrong so far. Not Bryce, surely.
I had to
That's
do
not
something.
Justin, is it? Is he
I
got a
had to
different
make him
top on?
stop.
Fuck out of here, man!
And I recognized his voice as clear as day.
Why is he weirdos like that in the world, man? Surely Justin doesn't know that happened.
But this tape isn't about him. It's about you and me, Justin.
Yo. Yo, one second. Right. She's just said, I'm not blaming anyone here, only Bryce. I'm not a fan of Justin either. But she said that we both let her down. From the evidence so far, right up until this very moment, Justin has not let her down in this episode. I don't understand it. So he's gone in that bedroom with his girlfriend at the time and he was making out. Then she fell asleep, technically. Well, she did. She passed out or whatever's. All Justin done is he left her in the room. He was like, okay, she's passed asleep. He didn't take advantage of her, Justin. He left that room. Now, I don't know. Can you blame Justin that somebody else come in the room after him, you know, and done something to her? I personally, you know, I wouldn't, because that's just like saying anybody in it. Like, she kind of let her down for being stood in the closet and seeing her get raped and not coming out and doing anything. Now, you can kind of understand in a way that, like, she might have been absolutely traumatized and froze on the spot and, like, I can't move, I don't know what to do. Literally, like, scared of her own life, because witnessing that, yeah, she could have come out, made a noise, Bryce could have seen her, he could have killed her, he could have, you know what I mean, beat her. You never know. So, like, from her perspective, not saying anything, I'm not saying she's done the right thing, but what I'm saying is, like, you can look at it from her perspective that she's scared and she would feel like she might be the next victim, she's the next person attacked. But, like, I can't blame any of that situation that's just happened to Hannah on Justin, because I can't see what Justin's done wrong. Like, his girlfriend passed out, he left her in the bed, you know, on her own, nobody around her, didn't touch her, didn't take advantage on her, didn't do anything, and he left. Now, again, I've got to say, yeah, why is it fucking weirdos in the world, man? Like, literally, that has to get put out there. Why is there weirdos in the world? Why do you have to take advantage of people? Why do you have to assault them? Like, literally, what? I don't understand how you could get pleasure, yeah, by somebody not enjoying the pleasure as a mutual consent back. So, for example, like, why would you want to basically sleep with a a dead body. That's it. Technically what it is. Surely the whole enjoyment out of it is two people having fun together, and it's the whole thing that it comes with, you know, just not the action. Absolute fucking weirdo, mate. And every scene that we've seen Bryce in as well, he's just been annoying. I've not liked him, and now I just hate him even more. Like, I can't believe it. And you know, even at one point in the season, did he not say with Justin, no, what's the one thing? Keep all eyes away from Bryce or something like that. Pff, mad.
How do I live with that? How do you, Justin?
Something smells good. I don't know how you do it, Noel. How was practice today?
Great. Coach often says I'm one of the best ones on the team.
Now remember what I told you? It's not enough to earn it once. You gotta keep earning it.
Whose phone's this? Oh, Justin.
You have to tell her, Justin.
When the fuck will you give up?
Look, I get it. You were trying to protect your friend, so you lied to Jessica and you told her Hannah made the whole thing up.
And what do you want from me?
I want you to tell Jessica the truth about what happened to her that night. But she knows something's up. Just look at her. She's messed up. She was drunk at school today.
There you are. Hey, we're playing beer pong, I'm back. I bet you had some fun with it, didn't you? Let me see. Dude, she's my girlfriend. Buddy, come on. She's your summer hookup. What's mine is yours, right?
Fuck off, man. I've just literally defended that guy. See what I mean, man? See what I mean? Fucking hell, man. Like, literally, see, I had to call it up until that point. Now, up until this point, everything that I've just said is out the fucking window, mate.
She wanted it, and we hooked up. There was no other guy. There is no other story. You hear me? Whatever happened, whatever Hannah thinks happened, how does that help Jess now?
Oh, he's the one that walked in and he's locked the door.
Leave her alone. Get off her. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, don't.
You can ruin my fucking life if you want to. It won't change what you did. And sooner or later, people are going to find out.
So just get the fuck out of here.
I want my bike.
I forgot about his bike.
Asshole. I want my bike.
It's out back behind the building.
You know, I like how he said that he cares about Jess more than everybody, though. But even though he done something that was well bad, didn't he?
Maybe we've been looking at the wrong warning signs. Maybe we don't have a suicidal kid. We've got one with a drug problem. He said he didn't know her.
He said he didn't know her well.
Clearly, he knew her very well. Did he do something to her?
It's just like what he said. Yeah.
By two parents whose daughter was so damaged by something that she took her own life. I have to give up the case. I can't take it to trial.
Protect Clay? For you and me. And quitting the case wouldn't even do that, would
Somebody
it?
else would just get it, innit? Somebody else would just pick it up. Oh, did she wake up a little bit as well? I know we've seen it once, but it don't get any better every time you see it. It gets worse. Look, I said that with that dead body, but it was a fucking somebody crying to stop.
Sorry, I didn't text you back.
Just apparently in every American show, yeah, they manage to climb a full house and get through the bedroom window every time. At least he's got his bike back. Look at that, mate. In full gear. He's going to go and see Big Tony now.
Tony! Why is everyone protecting Bryce? Why are you?
I'm doing it for Hannah.
Oh, fuck that, Tony. Fuck that. Jessica got raped. I am not giving up.
You're upset.
You're fucking right I'm upset. Why aren't you? Why isn't everybody?
What the fuck are you doing, Clay?
Come on!
Before storm out, will you just fix it?
His word against the dead girls. Open season on Hannah Baker all over again. Listen to the tapes, all of them. And then we'll talk. We'll do whatever we have to do.
Gotta accept that.
Help me.
Yeah, I accept that. I'm excited now. Because you still got him running away at the end of the episode, well, during the episode, haven't you? So that is interesting. It's been a good episode. It has a lot of talking points, mate. Loads. Now, what I've got to say is the beauty of, like, a reaction is you react on the information that you have given to you at a set time of the reaction. Yeah, or anything in life, you know. You can have information about a person today and you could be like, oh, they're a great person. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's everybody hating on them? Blah, blah, blah. They're so good. They sold this, they sold that. And next week something could come out and you'd be like, that person's an arsehole. Absolutely hate him. How's he done that to somebody? And that was literally today's episode condensed. You know, all I seen at that party there was Justin being a caring boyfriend. He went upstairs to obviously have sex with his girlfriend and then she passed out and he actually left the room taking no advantage at all. So when Hannah, at that specific point of Justin leaving, he kissing her, do you want to have fun? she said she needs to close her eyes, and he got up and left. Hannah said, you know, both of us, how can we do that? And then I was like, whoa, for a second, you can't blame anything that happens to happens to Jessica on Justin, because Justin has done the right thing. He's not took advantage of her. He's left her there on her own in a bedroom without anybody there. And if somebody's gone in and done something, it's not Justin's fault. That was the evidence at the time of that reaction that it was based upon the view. Later on, 10 minutes later, as the story unraveled, Justin knows what's going on. He knew Bryce was going in there. He was the one that opened the door. Bryce was the one that shoved him out. Justin was the one that let it continue. And now he's continuing to keep Bryce, you know, under, well, protection, so to speak. And then your whole opinion changes. So do you know what I mean? Like, at one point, we had one bit of information, and that was one point of view. At the next point, we finished the episode, we've got a totally different view than what we had in the middle. Do you know what I'm saying? That is the beauty of doing a reaction. You base everything on any information that you get at the time of when you're reacting to something. Now, it's interesting to see this, because my question is, if you was Jessica, would you want to know that you was raped or not? Now, that's a deep question. It actually is. Because the thing is that right now, she's listened to the tapes, yeah? So she knows that it's a possibility. And now it looks like it's having a massive impact, kind of like on her life. Maybe because it's stress. Maybe because she doesn't want to accept it. Maybe because she thinks people are lying. And, you know, maybe because it's just the whole chaos of all of it, it's having an impact on her. Now, I'm not going to say it's beneficial to know that she was attacked. But what I'm saying is, like, would you not... Is it not better to put that question, that doubt, to bed, because it's already happened? You know what I mean? Like, what's done is done. It's not going to hit you again in the future, and like, you can take one of the next steps forward to putting the past trauma, say, behind you. For example, if, I don't know, it's like if somebody dies or something, or they go missing and they're missing for like 15 years or something, would you rather know that they actually died than the continuous, like, I don't know, hope every single day, hoping that you want to know what's happened, where are they, how are they? Because it's always on your mind, do you know what I'm saying? At least if you get some sort of clarity, some sort of definitive answer that you could try to move on. I'm not saying she's going to move on. She could go even worse. But I think that getting that definitive answer, knowing that, yes, you was assaulted, would be more beneficial to her than being all over the place right now in speculation mode. You know what I mean? You got like 7 people listening to these tapes. She's like, did it happen? Didn't it happen? She's got a vague vision of it happening. She's got obviously like confusion if it did. It's affecting her relationships with people. She's drinking, her relationship with obviously Justin. It's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think having that one clear, defined answer, whether you like it or not, do you know what I mean? That could be beneficial to her. And like I said, before I ever started this show, I seen a poster of 13 Reasons Why with Jessica's head on it, and she was like the front cover. And now it makes me think, I don't know if it was for this season, I don't know who's in the next season, I know there's 2 more or maybe 3 more. And I'm thinking maybe one of the seasons is Jessica's story, 13 Reasons Why. Because this is a proper traumatic event. This is the worst one we've had so far. Yes, we've had Bryce touch Hannah on the bum, we've had Marcus move his hand on the leg, but nothing as crazy as this. That guy deserves to be absolutely put away for being an absolute rapist and creep. So I'm interested to see, obviously, how the final 3 episodes play out. Okay, so that's going to wrap up today's controversial episode. Got to start off by saying people like Bryce in real life need to get picked up, put in prison for the rest of their life, and never be able to touch and abuse anybody again. That guy 100% needs to go down for what he's done. It's not acceptable to do anything like that. And honestly, you know, I still can't believe it. You know, as I was saying it, I was like, how do people get off with sleeping with people when the pleasure's not returned back to them? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a mutual thing. The whole point, or like the whole enjoyment out of it, so to speak, is like 2 people connecting, and you pretty much just got like a dead body kind of there. That's what I was saying. And then it turns out it wasn't like a dead body. It was worse, mate. It was somebody that didn't... Obviously, she didn't want it to happen, but it was somebody that was visually, like, waking up, saying, stop, moaning, like, trying to push him away. And he's like, shit, it's all good. It's even worse, mate. It actually seemed... I can't believe what we just seen. And that guy, like I said, needs to go down, mate. I can't believe what's just happened. And my question is, what Clay's doing, you know? Marcus said the tapes get even worse. That's what he said to Clay when he was in the canteen. Now, have to listen to these and make my own mind up. I don't know how it can get worse than today's, to be honest. But the interesting thing is, like I said, is Clay is moaning to Tony at the end. How is every single person still here, chilling, friends with Bryce? Why is everybody protecting him? I need to know that as well, mate. I actually need to know that as well. Why has one person not reacted the way Clay has with these tapes? You know, we know Tony's listened to it, Courtney's listened to it, you know, Jess herself has listened to it. Probably Bryce has listened to it. Justin, Marcus, we've had Zach, Alex. Why has nobody stood up and said, Bryce, what are you doing, mate? Like, what is happening? Why is there no justice for Jessica, basically? Why is it only Clay that's going off the rails? Now, Tony said, I tell you what, mate, listen to all of the tapes, and then after you've done that, we'll do whatever you want. If you want to go down and try prosecuting, we'll go for it. You'll need one person to stand up, you know. It technically is a he said, she said. Now, Hannah's dead, so to speak, so unless Jessica stands up and says she does kind of remember being attacked and that she remembers it wasn't Justin and it was Bryce, then that's a massive step forward. Now, if she doesn't say she remembers it was Bryce, but she remembers that somebody attacked her, Justin can step forward and say, yeah, do you know what? It was Bryce. He knows factually. See, this is the difference. Justin knows 100% facts that that is true. So now it's interesting when you flip it, and when Justin was in the basketball court or whatever it is, and he said to Alex, she's lying. And then Alex said, was she? Was she lying? No, because my take was true. Justin knows it's true. He knows it's not a lie. So it's really, really interesting. All you need is one witness to step forward and say what Hannah said is facts. And he said that he cares about Jessica more than he cares about any of his friends and anybody. So, like, why is he not doing this for her? Unless she's asked him not to. Unless she, obviously, like I said, doesn't want to know the truth, doesn't want to come to terms with the sadness and obviously the cruelty that happened to her, then you have to respect Jess's decision. That's what Clay was saying to his mum. What happens if you know that somebody was attacked, but that person that was attacked doesn't want to stand up and report it? You know, can you do something about it? Takes you back to the Euphoria episode when Maddie was attacked by Nate, and obviously Maddie didn't want to press charges, but her mum did. And because her mum is obviously an adult and Maddie's a minor, her mum kind of overruled it and took it to the station, and the station looked into it, and that's when he took Nate in and he questioned him. And that can be kind of done here as well. Do you know what I mean? These are minors, and a minor's been attacked and raped. If at least one adult or somebody knows that there's a possibility that that's happened, that they can push it and take it forward. And like I said, in terms of like Clay with the drugs being planted on him, it's so obvious. He was in the office, he even said to the guy, mate, instead of asking me where I got my drugs from, yeah, why not ask yourself who's told you I've got them? Is that not more obvious? Is that not more strange? It's facts. I said that as well. The fact that they went in and searched one bag, the person that they actually wanted to find, and it had the exact item that he was expected to find, is just too conspiratorial, whatever you want to call it. It was just obviously it was planted. So again, this episode was good, very interesting, loads of talking points. Hannah's hair looks mad as well. You know, her hair was so frizzy and all the way down here. I liked it. Then it was cut off short and it was just like a bit of a shock. It doesn't look bad, to be honest, but it's just so different. And like I said, her mum and dad was looking at it like, whoa, you know what I mean? Reminds me when you was a little girl. So again, like I said, I don't blame Hannah for not stepping out when it was happening, even though she should have to prevent it. She was probably scared for her own life, and obviously like she was sick straight away. So I mean, it could go round in a full circle, like finger blaming. They all feel like they got responsibility, but when you look at it, Hannah could have prevented it, and so could Justin. And they could also send Bryce down, and they could provide evidence for Jess, but none of them have straight away. Hannah's left these tapes, but she's not here now to back it up. So again, do you know what I mean? You can't really say Hannah and Justin are on different levels. Maybe kind of on the same on this one. So again, very interesting. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.